You're watching a free sample video from Teacher's Test Prep. For videos like this one covering every area of your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com. Central idea, theme, and thesis statement. We want to understand what a theme is and what a thesis is, because sometimes they'll ask you to identify those, or they will say which of these would be the best description of the theme of this passage, or which of these would be the best description of the thesis statement of this passage. So first of all, I just want to understand what those things are, and then we'll kind of talk about some strategies for identifying them, and in particular a strategy for not falling into a trap with regard to finding a topic sentence. So a theme is the main idea, what the passage is really about. What is it trying to say? So if it's a fictional piece, you might think of the theme, for example, the theme of the movie Jaws as man can overcome ultimate evil in nature, because that's what it's really about. They're trying to overcome this shark, this natural thing that's behaving in some very kind of unnatural ways, and it's about man trying to overcome or conquer that. So that's the main thing that Jaws is about. That's the theme of that movie. So just look for the main idea. What is it really about? A thesis statement is kind of similar to a theme, but usually applies to argumentative writing. So if I'm trying to argue for a certain tax policy or whatever it happens to be, the main point that I'm trying to make, we should reduce taxes because it's going to improve our economy in the following ways, and here's why, blah, 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 blah. That main point that I'm trying to argue, that is my thesis statement. So everything else in my argument, if it's a good argument, should be supporting that thesis statement, convincing you of why that thesis statement is true. But the thesis is the main point that I'm trying to convince you of. Sometimes they'll ask you to identify a topic sentence, and the topic sentence within a paragraph is basically the sentence that encapsulates the main meaning and the main idea of what the central idea of what that paragraph is about. So in school, we often teach students, start out with your topic sentence, then put in 3 supporting sentences, and then have a conclusion, something like that, right? In our typical way of teaching writing a paragraph. And you want to be really careful on the exam, because sometimes they'll actually kind of try to trip you up or trick you based on that, in what we call the topic sentence trap, of assuming that the topic sentence is the first sentence of the passage. Sometimes it is, so look at it and maybe it is the first sentence, but often it's not. Don't just assume that the topic sentence is the first sentence of the passage. So what is the central idea of this passage? And let's first talk about what is the topic sentence. Is the topic sentence, with its warm weather, sunshine, and dozens of tourist attractions, California draws thousands of visitors from all over the world? Let's keep on reading and see if that's really the main thing that this passage is about. So we go on. While cities such as San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco often take center stage, many of the state's smaller towns also present wonderful opportunities for adventure, fun, and relaxation. One great small town tourist stop is Oak Glen, nestled at the base of the San Bernardino Mountains. Rooted in a tradition of apple growing, Oak Glen offers visitors a chance to pick their own fruit or buy pies, cobblers, and candied apples at the numerous stores throughout this charming hillside community. Music, hayrides, and even a petting zoo make this a great destination for clean air and family fun. So, with its warm weather, sunshine, and dozens of tourist attractions, California draws thousands of visitors from all over the world. Is that really the topic sentence here? No, it's not, because this paragraph isn't really about the dozens of tourist attractions throughout California. It's really about one specific tourist attraction in California, the town of Oak Glen, because that's mostly what this paragraph is going on to describe and talk about. So if we were looking for the topic sentence, it would probably be sentence number 3. One great small town tourist stop is Oak Glen, nestled at the base of the San Bernardino Mountains. So again, that topic sentence, that's the main point of that paragraph, but it's not, in this case, the first sentence. So don't fall into the trap of always assuming that it's the first sentence is the topic sentence. Sometimes they might also ask, what is the central idea of the passage? For example, is it that Oak Glen is a great tourist stop, or that California has many wonderful tourist attractions? So they could ask it that way as well. But don't assume that the main thing it's about is the thing that's in the first sentence. Don't think, oh, the first sentence is introducing the main idea of this passage, the way we've learned in our typical essay writing strategies. Because in this case, that's not true. California has many wonderful tourist attractions isn't the central idea. The central idea is that Oak Glen is a great tourist stop. That's what we go on to describe in sentence 4. Talks about the apple growing and the things you can buy in Oak Glen, candy apples, cobblers, things like that. Sentence 5 goes on to describe things that are fun for the whole family to do there, like petting zoos and hay rides. So those sentences are all about Oak Glen. They're not about California's many wonderful tourist attractions. They're specifically about why Oak Glen is a good tourist stop. So again, ask yourself, what is the main idea of what this passage is about? Ask yourself maybe what is the topic sentence, and is that topic sentence necessarily at the beginning, or is it embedded further down in that passage? And how can that lead you to understanding the overall idea, the central idea of that passage?
We hope you found this free Teacher's Test Prep sample video helpful. For more videos like this one covering all the subject matter and strategy you need to pass your exam, visit us today at www.teacherstestprep.com.